All right. Hello, everyone. I am doing a you versus them reading. And I know I had talked about discontinuing this type of reading before. And a lot of you have expressed that you did not want me to take this reading away. So I listened. I, I am considerate of people's feelings. So I'm going to go ahead and do it today because we do have a full moon in Libra tonight. It is the pink full moon in Libra. Now, full moons, they have their own energy. Libra is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love and beauty. So this is the perfect time to manifest love and do that glow up you've always wanted. So if you're trying to take care of your appearance and trying to look better, this is the best time to manifest it. But full moons are also about letting things go, including people and circumstances and things that we tend to hold on to that hold us back. So I thought today was a perfect day to do a you versus them to see what we need to do to fix our particular circumstances. Now remember, you versus them is an accountability reading. This is going to be me holding you, the viewer, accountable for the things that you're doing to cause a blockage. A lot of people do not like to be held accountable. They don't like to be told about themselves. But people who evolve want to know what they can do to improve, to make a connection work and be better. If you can take the criticism with love and light and be willing to learn what you're doing in order to improve a connection, then this reading is for you. If you are easily offended and you can't take the truth, no matter how bad it hurts, I suggest you step away from this reading. However, if you're willing to grow and learn, let's go ahead and start. We are in Aries season, so we're going to start with Aries. All righty. Be positive. You are what you believe. If that is what you believe, then that's what you're going to receive. However, if you're open, then be open. Your experience might not be someone else's experience. Please keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and get started. Now, I'm going to do a you versus them a little different. What I'm going to do is look into your energy first and see what's going on in your energy. Again, Aries, this is not going to resonate with every single one of you. Please keep that in mind. Please check out your sun, moon, Venus, or rising placements if this reading does not resonate. Aries, this is an accountability reading. This is where I give you tough love. If you do not like taking criticism and you don't want to learn what to do when blocking a connection and what you can do to fix that, then please step away from this reading. Here we go. Aries, let's look into your energy. Aries, let's look into your energy. All right. 3 of Wands. 7 of Cups. Page of Swords. So, Aries, based on these 3 cards, your energy is you have a negative outlook currently when it comes to any type of romantic situation. Here with the 3 of Wands, that tells me that you are feeling emotionally distant, like you're feeling disconnected when it comes to finding love and romance. Here with the 7 of Cups, you see that there's so many people out there, so many opportunities, so many situations to where you can create a connection, but there's not somebody who's quite matching with what you want. With this Page of Swords energy, that tells me that you are watching others, looking at others, maybe looking at things online that are not giving you high hopes when it comes to a connection. Zodiac signs I see the Page of Swords. So that tells me air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So if you're connecting with somebody, they might have those traits. If that's not their sun sign, it could be their moon, their Venus, or their rising sign. So please keep that in mind. So here, Aries, I do see that you're having a little pessimistic attitude when it comes to connection. So that is one trait when it comes to what's blocking you. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to reshuffle the cards. Aries, you're going to be on this side. Your person's going to be on this side. Remember, the roles can be reversed. So if you're dealing with somebody, we're going to see what's blocking that connection. Let's go ahead and get started. Oops. We have Temperance. We have the Ten of Cups. We have Judgment. Two of Swords. Eight of Swords. Strength. Zodiac signs I see: Sagittarius, Leo, Scorpio. I also have Swords energy. That is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Any of those signs can be in your Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising, or theirs. So Aries, here, it's like you're using experiences of the past, Aries, to affect your current dynamic with this person. It's like you have given a lot of patience, a lot of understanding. You've even come close to even making a full lifelong commitment to somebody. And I see this being a type of pattern that you've had, and it's affecting your current connection with this person. When I did the original energy, I was telling you that you did have a pessimistic outlook when it came to love and connections. And it's because of this cycle that you keep repeating. Aries, please take advantage of the fact that we are in a Libra full moon. This is the best time to let go of that old energy so you can make room for the new. Because the current person that you're dealing with, they're at this crossroad where they're going to make a choice whether they want to stay or go. Because at this point in time, all they can think about is the negativity. And I understand that maybe you have been through situations that form this type of outlook when it comes to love and romance. This person, the only reason they're choosing that they may stay or go is because they sense that from you. They feel like you're closed off, like you're not giving them the best version of yourself, and they can sense that. And right now, it's taken a lot of strength for them, a lot of willpower to keep this going. But they're still holding on because they see something that there's worth holding on to. Let's get the mutual energy, please. Let's get the mutual energy, please. Seven of Wands. The Lovers. Queen of Cups. Aries, when it comes to the mutual energy between you and this person, it's not that there's not love here. It's not that there's not true, deep emotional connection. There is. But here with the Seven of Wands energy, it's like there has to be a lot of determination to stay in this connection, because the Seven of Wands is somebody who stands their ground, someone who feels like they have to fight in order to maintain love. Like if there's no struggle, there is no love. Like it's not worth it. It's not that's what you feel, but that's what you're used to, Aries. You're used to having to struggle to fight for love. And this card is more leaning on your side. However, because it's mutual energy, they do feel that as well. They feel like they're holding on to this connection even though it's hard. That's how they're seeing it. Now here, the main mutual energy that you guys share is the Lovers, meaning that you two do see each other as a soulmate, that you do see a deep connection here. And this person is in the Queen of Cups energy, meaning that they have deep, deep emotional feelings for you. I dare say they're starting to fall in love with you if they haven't already told you. But they're scared to invest more into this because they feel that closed off energy from you that you're carrying from your past connections or your past negative experiences. Could be dealing with a Gemini. Could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. While I'm shuffling, Aries, I'm going to tell you again, this full moon is the perfect time to let go of that past energy that's holding you back. Six of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Fool, more water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries with the Fool card. I'm starting to have more wands now. That's Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Aries, you feel that this person cares about you. You feel like this person wants to open up, but you also feel that this person might be letting you go. And you're right. This person is deciding whether or not they want to stay or where they want to go. Aries, you're allowing somebody else's past negative experience block you from the potential love that you could have with this person. Because like I said, this person has deep affection for you. They could be already falling in love with you, or they're falling in love with you if they haven't already told you. And they see you as a soulmate, but they see you so closed off. So Aries, if you want to fix this connection and if you want to take accountability for your part in this blockage, what you're going to need to do is be more positive and see them for who they are. They are not the person or the people that hurt you in the past. This card is telling you to have a more positive outlook, to change how you are perceiving connections. And you're going to have to put in the work, Aries. You're going to have to show this person how much they mean to you. You're going to have to say, look, I'm sorry that I've been so closed off. Let me show you what kind of person I can be for you. Let me show you how much I care about you. So not only do you need to apologize, Aries, you're going to have to back up your words with actions. You're going to have to show them how much they mean to you. And only then can you guys have a true new beginning and start all over fresh. And I do see this being very positive, Aries, if you're willing to do this. Aries, your reading was very clear and cut and to the point. I will say it was probably one of the easiest tarot readings I've done when it comes to the you versus them readings. They care about you, Aries. They really, really do. They are not your past person. They are not the past people. It's time to change that mentality and let that old way of thinking go. All right, Aries, I hope that was helpful. We are moving on. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hey, FG. Hey, Delaney. Hey, Molly. Hey, Boogie. Hello. How is everybody? Hello, Bernadette. Megan. Welcome. Orlist. Welcome. Hi, Connie. All right, guys. I'm moving on to the next zodiac sign. I'm going to shuffle. For those who are new here, my you versus them readings are not like the other tarot readers. My you versus them are quite different. All right, Going on to Taurus. Taurus, this is a you versus them reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for your reasons for causing a blockage between you and your person. This is a tough love reading. If you are easily offended and easily triggered, I suggest you step away from this reading. However, if you're willing to take some self-reflection and look to what you're doing to cause a blockage to the connection so that way you can improve this connection between you and this person, then let's go ahead and get started. Taurus, let's look into your energy, please. Let's look into Taurus's energy, please. If this reading does not resonate with you, please check out your Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising placements and see if those readings better resonate. Seven of Wands. Queen of Cups. So I have the Lovers, the Seven of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. That's Gemini energy, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be in your Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising, or theirs. So Taurus, this energy that I see from you, you're at this point where you really want a soulmate. You're willing to fight to be with a deep connection with somebody, but you don't just want anybody. You have this image of what kind of partner that you want. You're looking for the ideal partner. It's like you have a list of things and qualities that you want from somebody, because the Queen of Cups is somebody who is the ideal partner, somebody who speaks the same love language as you, someone who knows how you are without you having to tell them. So this is telling me that you're holding on to a vision of what kind of partner that you want. And sometimes we can have this image in our head of what we want so badly it can affect our current relationships and our current outlook on future relationships. So this is the energy I'm getting from you, Taurus. So let's go ahead and get started on your reading. Taurus, you're going to be on this side. Your person will be on this side. Remember, the roles can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If this reading does not resonate with you, then it is not your reading. Let's go ahead and get started. We have the High Priestess, Two of Cups, Page of Cups, Seven of Cups, Eight of Wands, Four of Pentacles. So Taurus, this is continuing on from the original start of the energy of your reading. What I want to tell you, Taurus, is that you are, again, and there's nothing wrong with this, you are looking for your soulmate. You're looking for that perfect person, that one that can see you for who you are and vice versa. You want to be able to know everything about them and vice versa. You want to have that close spiritual connection. And there's this innocence about you, Taurus, with this Page of Cups energy. It's like you love love. You love the idea of love. You like the dreamy aspects of it. But the reason I'm saying it's innocence is because the Page of Cups is somebody who's just learning what love is. They haven't quite developed the true sense of it like the Knight, the Queen, or the King. And I'm not saying that you don't know what love is, Taurus. You obviously very, very much do. But remember, you're here to be held accountable of what's causing a blockage between you and another person. So that's what I'm going to tell you. You love the idea of love. And when you have this vision of what type of person you want, you tend to put it onto the other person that you're currently with. That can be a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing means you have ideals. You know what your standards are. But the bad thing is if it's used in a negative light, it means you can hold somebody to an impossible standard that they'll never meet. Or you might look for those qualities in that person even if they're not there. In your particular case, in this situation, your person is not the image that you either want or you see in them. Your person, whether you see it or not, Taurus, likes to have their options open. They may have a wandering eye. They may like to go for the next best thing. And the reason I'm saying that is because we have the Seven of Cups followed by the Eight of Wands. The moment this person over here, Taurus, has an opportunity for something better, this person tends to jump on that. And I'm being told to tell you, Taurus, that this person did that with you. They might have been with somebody else and saw you as an upgrade. But this person tends to have that type of energy. And they tend to be very selfish with this Four of Pentacles that follows that. So in your case, Taurus, this blockage is not necessarily them. It's you. They're showing you who they are. They're showing you exactly who they are. But because of your vision of what you see in an ideal partner, you're kind of pushing it off on them. And that's why I was trying to tell you, you have this innocence and sweetness when it comes to love. And the reason it's not progressing from what I see so far, Taurus, is because you're not seeing this in this person. Let's get the mutual energy. Empress. Eight of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Yeah. Mutual energy, it's more on your side, Taurus. I have the Empress over here. Empress is ruled by Taurus, also by Libra. So Taurus, you are very in your element. There's no doubt that you're attractive. There's no doubt that you have what you need in life to make a quality partner. You're attractive, you're loving, you're probably successful in your field. You're probably highly desired by other people. That's why it's probably no issue for you to go from one partner to another, because you're easily desirable. The issue is when it comes to the mutual energy, the main mutual energy is that this person will always want more. Even though you're Empress, they're always going to want more. Even though you are enough and you've done the work to make yourself this Empress energy. You're willing to work on a partnership to make sure it's a great relationship. They're always going to want to work to see if there's something better out there. Because more so on their side, Taurus, we have the Page of Swords. Your person could be looking at other people's pictures online. They might be hiding dating profiles that you don't know about. Because they always have this grass is greener mentality. It's further from your side, but when it comes to mutual energy, the Page of Swords is you just looking at them, trying to find more things out about them, learn about them to make the connection grow. That's not their motive, unfortunately, Taurus. Six of Wands. Four of Cups. King of Swords. And in case I didn't mention it before, guys, I'm going to show you the zodiac signs I see so far. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, The strongest water sign I see, though, is Pisces. I also have Taurus, Libra energy, air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, strongest Libra. The clarifier is, in order for you to stop the blockage with this connection or any connection, I'm just going to tell you it's a general, is for you to use your head over your heart. Because you have this beautiful, positive outlook when it comes to finding your dream partner. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful quality. There's nothing wrong with being positive. There's nothing wrong with having a light. But you also have to combine that with some intellect. Not just heart, but intellect. There has to be a good balance between the heart and the mind. Because there's no balance with that currently, Taurus, that's why you have this sense of dissatisfaction. That's why that love for you has never quite kicked off the ground. You're being told to use your head more over your heart currently, to take the blinders off. The King of Swords is somebody who uses their logic. They don't use their emotion when it comes to making a decision. So that's your advice, Taurus. Again, this is a tough love reading. And I gave you the tough love. Taurus, we are in full moon in Libra, but Venus is also your ruler, just like it's Libra's ruler. You have a good, profound energy tonight to release this person, should you choose, and also to bring more balance into your life, because Libra is the sign of balance. Balance your head and your heart. That is the advice for you, Taurus. I hope you learned something from this. I hope this assisted you. We are going to go ahead and move on to Gemini. Hi, Moonchild. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Kayla. All right. My Gemmy babies. Give me some water here, guys. In the meantime, while I'm writing on my board, why don't you guys tell me what you guys are trying to manifest tonight with this full moon? Gemini glitters, I saw what you put. It's always good. This is always, like, whenever there's a full moon, especially when it's in a full moon that's ruled by a zodiac, by the planet Venus, it's always the best time to pamper yourself and to make yourself look good. I think what I'm going to do is make myself an appointment to get my nails done, because I don't always get my nails done, but sometimes I do. Maybe change my wardrobe up a little bit. Maybe hit the gym, because Lord knows I could tone up. What y'all planning to do with this full moon? Oh, we can do better than that. There we go. All right, Gemini. This is your versus them reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing to cause a blockage between you and another person. This is a tough love reading. If you are easily offended, please walk away from the reading. However, if you're willing to do some self-reflection and some work on yourself to improve a connection between you and another person, or a connection between you and your future relationships, then go ahead and stick around. Let's go ahead and get started. What is Gemini's energy? What is Gemini's energy? What is Gemini's energy? King of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. The Magician. So, zodiac signs I see: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Strong Virgo and strong Gemini in the Magician. So, Gemini, you're being a little greedy. All right, you're being greedy here. I see you here with the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, remember, I don't do reversals because I can take the other cards into consideration when I'm reading a reading. So in your reading, in the King of Pentacles, in the negative sense, is greedy, wants more than that they already have, even though they have enough. Magician, in its worst sense, is a manipulator, a trickster. Why am I using the negative aspects? Because I have this 10 of Wands in the middle telling me that you are biting off more than you can chew, Gemini. And it's starting to weigh down on you in some shape or form. That's the energy I have for you currently. If that sounds like you, let's keep it going. Or cross watchers, if that sounds like your partner, let's keep it going. Gemini, you'll be on this side. Your person will be on this side. Remember, the roles can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Oh no, men can treat themselves too. Men can always hit the gym. They can get pedicures or manicures. I see men at the nail salons too. You guys can also get massages, get a haircut. I'm telling you, if men would invest a lot like women do, I'm telling you, it would just be my dream come true. To me, there's nothing more attractive than a man who like takes care of his appearance, as far as like he trims his beard, he gets his hair cut, you know, he likes to smell good, he likes to at least match when he's putting his clothes on, because sometimes, you know, y'all just throw on anything sometimes. That's just me though. All right, let's go ahead and get this started with 5 of Swords, the Empress, Ace of Pentacles, the Devil, 4 of Swords, King of Swords. All right, Gemini. Tough love reading, so here we go. Gemini, you are easily moved by beauty. And I know what you're saying. Everybody likes to look at something attractive. Yes, everybody does. Everybody likes to look at something attractive. That's why it's called attractive. The very definition of attractive is to be pleasing to the eye. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you, Gemini, is that when it comes to attractive people, you can't help yourself. Even when you're with someone, you're like, wow, that person, you know. And the thing is, you know that it's a problem. Because with the 5 of Swords, it's an inner conflict. Swords is mental energy. It's communication. It's thinking. So you know that this is a problem. You're very aware that this is a problem. And it tells me that you're already in a connection here. And I'm going to get to this person over here, because obviously you want to know what's causing a blockage between you and them. Gemini, when it comes to your issue, the grass is not always greener. Even though that grass may look greener, when you get a closer look, it's not. And you're someone who likes to have new beginnings. Even if you're already in a connection, you like to have new beginnings. Something tells me, like here, I'm going to tell you why I say that. Look at the Ace of Pentacles. Whenever something's not going right in your current connection, you look for some type of fulfillment somewhere else. And the reason I'm saying that is because your person over here, they sense the toxicity between you and them. They sense it. And it's weighing heavy on their mind. It's something that they're aware of. It's not that they don't know, Gemini. They know. They're aware. They're aware that the connection between you and them is not deep. At least they don't feel that way. And when it comes towards you, they're starting to feel cold. They're starting to remove the emotion that they had for you. You might even sense this person being cold towards you, Gemini. Like the affection that they had before, it's less and less. There's probably less kisses, less intimacy, less communication. But Gemini, it's because they sense it. They sense something is off with you. No, it's not. This is a love reading. If I was doing a career reading, then yes, it would be FG. But this is a you versus them. Remember, it's a tough love reading. I'm going to say something that's not going to be pleasant. That's what this reading's about. But remember, if it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. Please keep that in mind. I'm talking specifically to Gemini who is biting off more they can chew when it comes to romance. This person is aware of you. The good thing I do see here, Gemini, is that you know it's a problem. You know that it is. Which is something that you're acknowledging. Let's get the mutual energy between you and this person. Strength. The moon. See, there's the card of secrets right there. My goodness gracious. I got the sun and the moon here. King of Wands. Okay. Yes. Okay. In case I didn't tell you, zodiac signs I see. Taurus, Libra, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, strong Capricorn with a double card, King of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. That could be you, or you could be with another Gemini. I got Leo here. I got Pisces, Wands energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Gemini, I see you wanting to work on this. It's not something that you want to continue doing. I see you trying to have the willpower to stop this. So it's not something that you're not aware of. You're acknowledging it. You're trying to have the willpower because at the end of the day, you do want a divine union. You want that divine feminine and masculine energy. You are looking for that perfect partner. And that's part of the reason that you have this wandering eye. Because you're looking for that perfect connection. And in your heart of hearts, Gemini, I believe that you know that the person you're currently with is not the person for you. Because here I see you telling yourself, well, if I really cared about this person, why am I looking at other people? Why is there every time a problem, I'm looking for someone else to fill the void? So you know this. They know it too with this double card. But the issue is if you do let this person go, if you decide to let this person go, are you going to continue the habit of, if something goes wrong, am I going to have to start all over again with a new person? That's the part that we're working on here. You know that this happens. This is a secret that you're trying to keep to yourself. This is something that you don't want, you don't want it revealed. This is something that you know about yourself. This person that you're with already senses this about you. When you're with somebody long enough, they'll pick up when your behaviors change or when you act different. So you are hiding it, but they're aware of it. That's why they've become cold. That's why they become distant towards you, Gemini. They see you as the King of Wands. They see you as somebody who is very passionate, very has a very high physical intimacy drive. They probably see you as somebody who's very attractive that other people would want. They're not denying that because it's more on their side. But I'm going to tell you right now, they're also feeling the same energy. They're at this point where I'm not feeling this connection towards Gemini. Maybe I can have this connection with somebody else. Before I get these cards out, even though I never sugarcoat because that's not the type of reader I am, I do want to say this on a positive note, that whenever you are looking for a new outlet to fill the void, you are looking for something solid. If it was just lust and passion, this would be like an ace of wands, but it's not an ace of wands. So when you are looking for something to fill the void when something goes wrong, you are actually looking for a solid connection. So that's one thing I do want to point out. I'm going to point something else out in just a moment too. There's that there's that Five of Swords again. You're very aware. You are very aware. There's that third party card. Okay. What I want to point out before I get your clarifiers out, I'm being told to tell you, Gemini, that just because someone's good looking doesn't mean that's going to match the inside. It doesn't mean that's going to match the type of person you want. I'm being told to tell some of you Geminis that make sure that you're actually making sure that that person aligns with you and speaks your same love language and actually has something more to offer you besides a physical connection. That's not going to be for all of you, just for some of you Geminis. Now, the clarifying card is that you are aware of this. It is your internal struggle. This is the second time I've gotten Five of Wands. You are being told to work on this part of yourself. You might have to be single for a moment, Gemini. If you're the type of Gemini who likes to go from one relationship to another, then this is not going to work. You're being told to work on yourself. We are in a Libra full moon. This is a great time to do this. Instead of manifesting love from another person, manifest self-love. Let go of what doesn't serve you. Use this opportunity to do so. Because if you don't, you're going to continue to have this third party energy and not feel truly connected to somebody. Which at the end of the day, Gemini, I see that's what you want. You want to have that true connection with somebody. You do want something solid. You do. But there's a pattern that you need to let go of and break before that can move forward. All right, moving on. Hi, Steven. Yeah. But as you can tell, my chat is a lot more quiet during the you versus them readings. People don't necessarily like to hear about themselves. Hi, Nahi. Hello. And I do want to say this because I like the way I read the cards, and I believe I explained this before. You might interpret the cards differently than I do. Every tarot card reader does things differently. All right. And I'm saying that because FG, you had made the comment about could that be a new job? If this was a career reading or a money reading, then yeah, it could have been. But since this is a love reading, you versus them, what you're doing to cause blockage in the connection, that's why I didn't take it that way. But it is very important that you, all of you know, everybody who's watching, including my new viewers, every tarot card reader is different. For example, and I'm going to get back to the reading in just a second. Some people will say that the Knight of Cups, they'll say that it's not a cardinal card. I will say it's a cardinal card because to me, knights are action oriented. Kings are fixed energy. However, some people will say, oh no, it's not. It's this zodiac sign. At the end of the day, as long as you resonate with the tarot reader and as long as it connects with you, that's the most important thing. Because there are some tarot readers who I don't agree with, and they read similar to me, believe it or not. And there are some tarot readers that I do agree with, and they read completely differently than I do. So it's very important that you come in to a tarot reading and just know that we all read differently. We all do. As long as it connects with you, that's the most important thing. If it doesn't connect with you, it's just not your message, you know? All right, moving on to Cancer. Yeah, FG, I tried to do the career money readings before, and I tried to do like a Mercury retrograde reading, but people just don't seem to like those readings. Once my channel does grow more, I'm going to try to reincorporate those because honestly, like there's some of us on here who are not looking for love. Like, you know, some of us on here are not looking for love, like including myself. And some of us do care about other things, but until the channel grows, until those get a little bit more active, I'm going to have to keep it with these particular readings for now. All right, moving on. Cancer, this is a you versus them reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing to cause a blockage in the connection. This is a tough love reading. If you are easily offended and easily triggered and do not like to be held accountable, then please step away from the reading. However, if you're willing to do some self-reflection and work on yourself to make a connection or your future connections work, go ahead and proceed. Cancer, let's see your energy. 3 of Pentacles. The Emperor. Five of Swords. Strongest zodiac sign I see so far is Aries. That could be in your sun, moon, Venus, or rising, or theirs, Cancer. So your energy, Cancer, from what I see on you, you tend to have, well, one, I will say this, there is a positive aspect here. You are a good partner. You know you're a good partner. You know that you give to a connection. However, you can be very closed off and stubborn. The Emperor in its worst sense is someone who's stubborn, egotistical, has a little bit of a know-it-all syndrome. Again, though, what the positive aspect is, you know that you're like this. You're aware. So the first step to acknowledging something is basically acknowledge it. Acknowledging that there's something that you need to work on. So Cancer, that's one thing I can see from you is that you know that you need to work on this. So it will help your current connection or your future connections. So that's your energy I have so far. So 2 good positive aspects. you know you have to work on it, and you know you can be a good partner. So there we go. So let's see what this stubborn streak is about, Cancer. Let's find out what this stubborn streak is doing and what's causing a blockage between you and your person. Cancer, you'll be on this side. Your person will be on this side. Remember, the roles can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. They want to come out. The Moon. There's that Three of Pentacles again on your side. Oh, there's that Five of Swords. It's all on your side. There we go. Just confirming. Seven of Wands. King of Pentacles. The Hangman. All right. Zodiac signs I see. Pisces. Strong Pisces with the Moon and the Hangman here. I have Pentacles. That is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Strongest zodiac signs I see. Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising. Cancer. Again, I'm going to bring up with that energy you have. There's two things going on with you, Cancer. There's no doubt that when it comes to partnership or a connection, you give your all. You're that dream partner. You're that partner that most people want and need. But you're hiding a sense of yourself that you're not revealing to your partner. And you know it's detrimental. You are aware that this is something that can make you disconnected from anybody you're with. Not just the person you're dealing with, but anybody in general. I believe I'm talking to a Cancer or Cancers that have a tendency to people please. Well, Jilly, how does that make me stubborn and egotistical? I'll tell you how. Because you believe that's the only way to get someone to care about you or love you or to take you seriously. And I know I just hurt some feelings, and I know somebody's going to be on here, Jilly, that's not true. Well, then it's not true. Keep it moving. However, if it is true, stick around. Because right now, the person that you're dealing with, they don't know what to do. They don't know if this is worth fighting for anymore. This is somebody that wants to stand their ground, wants to fight for a connection. This is somebody who wants to provide for their partner. Again, provide doesn't just mean money. It can also mean emotions, protection, loyalty. This is somebody who can be a committed partnership. But when it comes to you, they don't know what to do. They're up in the air. Because there's something about you that's throwing them off. Because what happens is when you are a people pleaser, for the most part, you're pretty positive. But when all of that tension builds up, you might say something passive aggressive and it will take this person by surprise. I don't know why I'm getting this sense saying that Cancer is being really passive aggressive and throwing this person off. What's an example of passive aggressive, Jilly? Okay, well, let's say your partner cooks you a really nice dinner. And you say, it could use some salt. Yeah, the house is clean, but you really should have folded the towels like this. That's passive aggressive. Let's get the mutual energy between you and your partner, Cancer. Eight of Swords. Page of Wands. Six of Wands. Let me show you the cards. I want to make sure you guys see the cards. I never want to hide the cards from you guys. Never. Having fire energy here. More swords as well. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Fire. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Sun, Moon, Venus are rising. Yeah, Cancer. That way of thinking is putting you in a negative energy. That people-pleasing tendency that you have, eventually it's going to come to the surface and it's going to not come out the right way. This, I have to please them. I have to be nice to them because that's the only way they're going to care about me. That's the only way they're going to like me. That's the only way I'm going to be able to get what I want out of a relationship. That's got to stop. Because it's confusing your person. And even if you're not with somebody, if you bring that same energy to the next relationship, it's going to confuse them. And when they want to care for you, and when they feel like they're getting a loving, good partner, because like I said, you are capable of being a great partner, but at the expense of your happiness. They're going to wonder, okay, who is Cancer really? I don't really know who Cancer is because I thought Cancer was this way, but then all of a sudden Cancer just shut off on me. They got quiet on me. They started saying little snarky comments to me. So who is Cancer? What am I doing wrong? And all that matter is, Cancer, they're not doing anything wrong. You're just not being who you authentically are or saying what you truly want. And then the main mutual energy is I have the Page of Wands here. This tells me that you and this person, or any future relationship for that matter, will have a lot of new little beginnings. What do I mean by that? You fight, you make up. You fight, you make up. Or somebody here feels like they always have to make the peace. Like a little flirtatious gesture to bring the spark back, because Wands is fire energy. So it's like someone here is constantly trying to light a spark whenever there's a downtime. This person over here, if you're dealing with someone, Cancer, they do what they can to make you happy. So whenever you're in that down spirit or having those passive aggressive moments with them, they feel like, okay, let me do what I can to cheer Cancer up. But let me tell you, on their side, they're up in the air most of the time. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to reach you. So far, Cancer, I don't see them wanting to leave you. I don't see that. I just see confusion and them not knowing what to do. They don't know what they can do to make you happy. They don't know what they can do to stop this passive-aggressive behavior because it's throwing them off. Look, there it is. There's that Eight of Swords again. Temperance. King of Wands. More Swords energy, more air energy. Sagittarius with Temperance. Fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries with the King of Wands. This person, if you are with somebody, Cancer, they are super patient. They are super understanding. Something tells me that they've been dealing with this for quite a while. Because there are times where you're this loving partner who's great to them. But then there are those times when those moments come out of you, Cancer, where you're just passive aggressive or you just hide. And you just expect them to read your mind. Cancer, they cannot read your mind. Your advice, Cancer, is to be authentic and be who you are. If you don't feel like cooking that night, don't cook. Order something. If you're too tired from work to clean the house, it's okay to take a break. If they forgot your birthday, say, hey, by the way, yesterday was my birthday. You know, it kind of hurt my feelings that you forgot. Maybe they're busy too. You gotta speak up. You gotta quit doing stuff that you don't want to do. The reason you can't seem to find an easy balance, Cancer, is because you're expecting this person to read your mind. If you do this, if you open up, if you stop people pleasing, or at least learn to hone it in, you could work on this and we can get you into this King of Wands energy. You know what the King of Wands is? The King of Wands is a natural born leader. They are a visionary. It means they take charge of their destiny. They're passionate. They go after what they want. The more you practice this, the more you work on this, not only will this improve your relationships going forward, it will improve your life in general. Oh, snap. I didn't even realize I had the 10 of Cups here. I don't do the bottom of the deck like other tarot card readers do. Not that I don't see anything wrong with that, but since I'm talking about it and it's facing the camera, that's an endgame card. That's a happiness card. So, yeah, there you go. Gotta stop that people pleasing, okay, Cancer? Moving on. Alrighty. Hey, Glenn. Hey, Miss. I might say this wrong. Miss Gaga is my life. There we go. Lexus, what are you talking about, Willis? I swear, some of the stuff that you say, Lexus, because you've been in my chat before, and sometimes I just don't get what you're trying to say. I'm just going to be real here. Moving on. Leo. All right, Leo, this is a you versus them reading. This is an accountability reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing to cause a blockage in a connection. If you are easily offended, if you are easily triggered, then please step away from this reading. However, if you're willing to do some soul searching and willing to do some self-reflection and work on yourself to improve the connection between you and another person, please stick around. This might help you out. If this does not resonate with you, please check out your Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising placements. What's the general energy? What is the general energy for Leo? What is the general energy for Leo? The Fool. Two of Swords. Eight of Wands. I'm glad it resonated for you. Thank you and welcome. Welcome to the live. So, Leo. All right. So, Leo, your energy is a little bit different. You tend to jump right in when you're excited about somebody. When the opportunity arises for you to start a new beginning with somebody, it's like you don't really think, you don't really weigh the decision like with the Two of Swords energy, you just kind of move in fast and kind of jump into the relationship because you're so excited about a new person. So I see you as somebody who gets really excited, jumps into a connection. So that's going to be part of what's causing the blockage between you and your person, or maybe future connections. So let's go ahead and get this reading started. Zodiac signs I see, though, I see Pisces and Aries with the Fool card. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it popping. Let's keep it moving. Leo, you'll be on this side. Your person will be on this side. Remember, the roles can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it is not your reading, that's okay. There's many Leos out there. Check out your other placements. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, the Hangman, Four of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles. Zodiac signs I see: Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio. Those are the strongest zodiac signs I see. That could be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising, or yours. I'm not going to get sensitive. I already prayed to myself that I wasn't going to cry or get emotional, so I'm not. But Leo, I'm speaking to a Leo or a few Leos here who just don't want to be alone anymore. You've had enough of being alone. You've had enough of pining for love, watching other people fall in love, just hanging out, watching other couples be happy. So when someone comes your way that shows interest, you hold on to it. I will say that the person that you're dealing with, they tend to have a lot of, they're not the most emotional person. They're probably not the most romantic person, but they are a practical person. They are somebody who is faithful and loyal. They might show you love by packing your lunch for work, putting air in your tire, organizing your office space. They might not plan romantic dates, buy you flowers, but they are practical in the way they romance. And maybe that's not something that you would expect. However, I do want to let you know that this person has some good tendencies, all right? And I'm speaking to a Leo or Leos that's wondering if this person actually has romantic feelings for you, because they're not showing romance in the way that you would typically expect. But I will say, with this Wheel of Fortune card, that tells me that they care about you. They're not using you, and they're not taking advantage of the fact that you just want somebody to love. I will tell you that. Let's get the mutual energy here. You know, a lot of people get Leos wrong. A lot of people say that Leos are conceited, they're full of themselves, that they're egotistical, which, let's be honest, Leo, you can be. You are the sun, all the planets revolve around you. You can be, but what a lot of people don't know especially if they don't study astrology, that the reason Leos require that is because there's something in them that needs that validation, because there's something in them that makes them feel insecure. And there's nothing wrong with being insecure. We all have insecurities. So don't be sitting here judging people for being insecure. We all have those. All right. And the reason I'm saying that right now is because trying to hold back is because I am talking to a Leo or Leos that are feeling lonely and just want somebody to love. A lot of people forget that Leo rules the heart when it comes to the body. Page of Swords. They're literally meant to love. The Emperor. Page of Cups. So here I have Emperor is Aries. Page of Cups is water. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Page of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So Leo, you're in this energy of where when it comes to this particular person, it's like you look at their social media, you try to learn more about them. I have a feeling, Leo, that you try to find out who their exes are to see if they were more romantic towards them than you, if they were maybe even more attractive than you in your eyes, because you're wondering why this person is not romantic in the way that you're used to. So that's why you're questioning whether or not they even care. So Leo, what's causing the blockage, I can already see it so far on your side, is that you're not secure in this. You're not secure in if you're lovable. You're not secure if you're worthy. You're not secure if you'll ever find someone to love and to love you. But what I want to tell you with the main mutual energy is that the Emperor is meant to be committed to somebody. The Emperor is meant to find an Empress. The Emperor does not like to be single. So since you both share that mutual energy, this person is looking for someone to love and be committed to as well. And the Emperor does not make bad decisions. An Emperor in the positive sense is a good strategist and knows how to get things done. That includes in relationships. This person, I have some good news for you, is new when it comes to romance. They're innocent, they're sweet. They're looking at a relationship as if it's something that they have to learn and discover. This person that you're with, Leo, probably hasn't been with a lot of people. Or they haven't been with someone like you before. So they're still learning. They're not as experienced as a knight. They're not as experienced as a queen or king. They're a page. So they're still learning how to love you, Leo. They care about you, though. They're learning how to love you. You're somebody who's new to them. They're not used to somebody who's like you. And if they're not used to somebody who's like you, then they haven't really been in a lot of relationships. It's one of the two. All right, if you guys are going to insult a zodiac sign, you will be blocked. I do not take anybody insulting other signs or other people. We don't do that in this chat. Moderators, if you see any more of that, please hide the comments. I'm all about expressing your opinions, but do not talk negatively about people in my chat. Being prejudiced against a zodiac sign? No. No prejudice ever. Emperor. King of Pentacles. Leo, this is the second time I've gotten the Emperor. But I want to say something. This is the second time I've gotten a court card with the Pentacles. So I have a King and Queen of Pentacles here. It might be from a different deck, but I still have a King and Queen of Pentacles. So I have a good match here, Leo. This person wants to open up to you. They want to tell you what's going on with them. But the advice for you, Leo, is for you to do the same thing. You need to open up and tell them, hey, I'm scared. I feel like you don't care. I feel like you're drifting away from me. Can we talk about it? The Emperor, again, is somebody who's respectful. They're meant to be in a relationship. A lot of people see the Emperor as a father figure, which means that they're willing to give advice as well as to listen. So this tells me that this person's a good listener. And if you were to talk to them, they would listen to you and respect what you want and need. And I guarantee you they'll reassure you, because the King of Pentacles is somebody who's also similar to a father figure like the Emperor. They want to protect, they want to love, they want to nurture. So this person wants to protect and nurture your feelings. Again, they're new to love, or they're new to loving you. They're not used to loving someone like you, Leo. And I want to say this, if you just open up, this would definitely help clear the blockage between you and this person or any future connections. If you were to open up this side of yourself, Leo. More Aries energy with the Emperor, Pisces energy with the Moon, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with King of Pentacles. I'm done with your reading, Leo, but I had to hold back on your reading because I'm trying not to break out in tears as much when I get emotionally connected to a reading. But what I want to tell you, Leo, is that you are lovable. You are worth it. You are worthy. Do not ever let anybody or past experiences dictate your self-worth. Like I'm telling other people, this is the perfect full moon to let go of past thinking, past logic. Manifest self-love for yourself under this Libra pink full moon. All right? Leo, you are loved. All right? What, did I see some massaging of feet and calves? What am I reading? Hi, Natasha. Hi, V-Floor. Oh, yeah, get a petty. Oh, my gosh. Let me tell you, I'm straight and I love me some men. Don't get me wrong, women are beautiful, but I'm not attracted to them. But let me tell you, man, when them women are massaging my legs and feet, I'm about to bow down on one knee and propose marriage. All right, going down to Virgo. It's just like, dang. All right, moving on to Virgo. Virgo, this is a you versus them reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing to cause a blockage between you and another person. If you are easily triggered or easily offended, I suggest you step away from this reading. However, if you don't mind being held accountable and you're willing to do some self-reflection on what you can do to fix a connection between you and another person or even future connections, then please stick around. And let's see if we can help you with that. All right. What's the energy with Virgo? What is the energy with Virgo? What is the energy with Virgo? Ten of Wands. Page of Swords. Five of Pentacles. I don't really have a straight zodiac sign except for the Page of Swords, which is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. That could be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising. Virgo, you take on too much. Whenever, I don't know if you're with somebody, because we're going to do a reading as if you are, but here I'm looking at a Virgo or Virgos who tend to take on the burdens of their partners when they're with them. You have there's something about your energy, Virgo, where you feel like you need to help an underdog. Like if you see somebody struggling, you can't help but want to help them, even if it's at the expense of your own peace of mind. I feel that with the Ten of Wands energy. I see you in your head a lot with this Page of Swords, wondering if things could be different. I see you thinking to yourself. Virgo, you might even escape into your mind sometimes, wondering if things could be different, or maybe thinking to yourself, why does this always happen? Why do I always feel out in the cold when all I want to do is help the person I care about? All right, let's get the reading going. Gemini glitters, don't laugh at me, but I thought because I'm looking at the side of my screen with my side eye, because my side is facing the phone, and I thought it said, I need a man for a cure. And then I looked at my computer, it said, I need a manicure. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I was about Don't ever look at the screen with your side eye, guys, because you'll be seeing some stuff that that doesn't come through correctly. I was about to say, yeah, I need a man for the cure too. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Y'all be sure to check out Gemini Glitters Tarot channel too, okay? Make sure to check out her reading. She does some really good readings. All right, Virgo, you're going to be on this side. Your person's going to be on this side. Remember, the roles can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. The High Priestess. Oh, I got two cards. Let's go ahead and get them out. I got the Five of Pentacles and then the Justice card. Oh, thank you so much, Natasha. I appreciate that. Thank you. The Hangman. The Magician. The Devil. Zodiac signs I see: Pisces, Libra, Pisces again, Virgo, Gemini, Capricorn. Those are the strongest zodiac signs I see. Any of those signs can be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising. So Virgo, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 major arcanas in your reading, which means this is definitely an intense karmic cycle that you need to break. Virgo, you have this natural instinct and this natural intuitive to attach yourself to people who drain you. And I'm saying that with the High Priestess here, as it's followed by the Five of Pentacles. And it tends to leave you in this state of, why did you do this to me? Why did you leave me out in the cold when all I wanted to do was help you? It's so unfair. It is so unfair. Why is this happening? And the person you're currently dealing with doesn't offer you much. If anything, this person enjoys taking from you. And this person manipulates your kindness and your need to help. This person just sits around and does nothing. Does nothing for you. They just hang around, feeding off your energy, manipulating your feelings, taking advantage. They're toxic. They don't have, they are a user, Virgo. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate that. But Virgo, because I'm talking to a lot of Virgos here, not just one type of Virgo. Even if you're not dealing with anybody particularly Virgo, for some reason, I'm being told that this is something that keeps happening to you. I'm being told that this is something that keeps happening to you. Let's get the mutual energy, please. Knight of Cups. Queen of Swords. Two of Swords. Swords energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Cups energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. When it comes to the mutual energy, we have the Knight of Cups. Remember, this is mutual energy, but however, the Knight of Cups is more on your side, Virgo. You want someone to actually invest in you the way you invest in them. And you haven't had that opportunity to be with someone like that. If you are dealing with someone right now, this person probably came off as the Knight of Cups energy, only for you to discover that they're the devil. And if this is somebody who keeps coming back for it, they probably say, I'm Virgo, I'm so sorry, I've changed, you know, I'll be better. Taking advantage of your good nature because they know that they can. Now the mutual energy, the strongest mutual energy here, I have the Queen of Swords. This person is thinking with their head, not with their heart, because they know that they can get what they need out of you because it serves them. There is no emotion when it comes to this person. When it comes to you, Virgo, you feel like you have to. You're feeling like, I already invested so much into this person, I can't stop now. Yes, you can, Virgo. Yes, you can. Because at the end of the day, this person has the Two of Swords energy on their side the strongest. Your Two of Swords, it's far away from you, but it's still part of the mutual energy. You either keep choosing this karmic cycle or you choose yourself. When it comes to them, the Two of Swords, they're always going to choose themselves. no matter what, because the Two of Swords is stronger on their side. They're always going to choose themselves. And like I said, I really don't think I'm talking to just a Virgo who's dealing with somebody. I'm talking to a Virgo who keeps picking up a pattern as well. So take which one of those scenarios best fit for you, Virgo. Nope, your cards are coming up. Nope, too many cards. If it's 2 or less, I take them, but that was too many. If they're meant to come back out, they'll come back out. Oop. Hangman. King of Cups. Page of Wands. Hangman, Pisces energy. King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Page of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Your advice, Virgo, is to recognize the person that you keep attracting. Because on this energy here, hold on, let me get the cards back out. On this energy, on their side, you see this Hangman? Your advice, because here's the Hangman again, is to recognize when you're picking the same person over and over again, but in a different body. Because this, at the end of the day, they're the same person, but in a different body. You need to recognize when you're repeating the same type of person. You're being told to learn that. And to invest in yourself more, to love yourself more. Only then will you have a new beginning and a new opportunity. The Page of Wands is inspiration, it's discovery, it's exploration. The Page of Wands is freedom. And freedom, I'm not saying free from relationships, I'm saying freedom from the prison that you put yourself in previously and what you're currently doing if you are in a relationship. Free yourself from that old pattern, Virgo. That's the advice that you're being told. That is the blockage between you and this person, or a blockage between you and your future relationships. All right, Virgo, I hope that gave you some clarification. We are moving on. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hello, Victoria Jade. All right. Libras are next. My Libras. Libra, we have a full moon in Libra. It's all about you, baby. All about you in this full moon in Libra. With your Venetian beauty, with your Venetian love. Look at you looking all good, Libra. Gotta give my Libra some love. We have a pink full moon. Ooh, look at that nice big ding. Big ding for Libra. All right. All right, Libra. I was trying to keep it positive, but you know, this is your you versus them reading, which you know is an accountability reading, where I hold you, the viewer, accountable, and I tell you what you're doing to cause a blockage between you and another person or your future relationships. If you do not like tough love, if you don't like being held accountable, if you're easily triggered or offended, step away from this reading. However, if you're willing to do some self-reflection and learn and grow in order for this connection to improve, or your future connection to improve, then please, let's proceed. What's the energy with Libra? What is the energy with Libra? Hangman. The Empress. The Moon. Zodiac signs I see. Strong Pisces, because I have Pisces with the Hangman and the Moon. The Empress has Taurus and Libra energy. Libra. Yours is a little interesting. Give me just a moment, Libra. I just want to make sure I'm thinking the right thing here. You can always forward this after the live. Okay. I don't sugarcoat readings, all right? And I was trying to figure out a way to say it to be honest, because I'm never mean. I don't like to be mean, and I don't like to be brash, but I do like to be honest because I don't sugarcoat. Libra, you depend on your looks or your appearance or what you have to be enough in a relationship. Now, if you're a Libra who doesn't think they're attractive, okay, there's something that you have that you fall back on when it comes to relationships. Because the Empress is someone who's very attractive, someone who's very, can catch somebody's eye. But the Empress also has nice things. They also have money. So if you're not dependent upon your appearance for relationships, you might be dependent on your finances or what you have to make a connection grow. Because the Hangman here doesn't really do much of anything. The Hangman just like, I'm just hanging around. I'm just here. And this is something that you keep hidden from other people. All right. That is very much Libra energy. Because let me tell you, I've met some Libras who I myself did not find physically attractive. But after having a conversation with them, I was like, damn, Libra's kind of sexy. Because Libras are charming, you guys. Libras are the most charming zodiac sign. They're known to charm the pants off of everybody. They don't even have to be that good looking. And they can do it. So I'm bringing that up because, like I was saying earlier, Libra, you are ruled by Venus. Venus is a charmer. They're attractive. That's just what Venus does. Libra, you'll be on this side. Your partner will be on this side. Remember, the rules can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If the reading does not resonate with you, check out your sun, moon, Venus, or rising placements. Four of Cups. Three of Swords. Queen of Cups. Eight of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Six of Cups. Libra. Libra. Okay. Plot twist. Okay. So, Libra. Zodiac signs I see. I have Cups energy here. That is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I also have the Wheel of Fortune, which has Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. Any of those signs can be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising. I said Scorpio because I just said Scorpio, the Wheel of Fortune. Or you could be doing the Scorpio. You never know. But, Libra. Okay. I told you before that you depended on either your appearance or something that you have in order to get a relationship going. So people don't really know who you are, correct? People don't really know who you are beyond what you can offer them. And in the past, this has caused you heartbreak. This has caused you dissatisfaction. And you're a person who's meant to love. You're ruled by Venus. You are meant to love. So you have this You have curated this image of yourself that you portray to the object of your affection, but it never quite works out. However, the person that you're dealing with, I'm talking to Libras who are actually dealing with a person right now. If they're talking about future relationships and what's causing the blockages, I don't have that. I'm sorry, I just don't. Check out your other placements. I'm talking to a Libra or Libras that's dealing with somebody. Libra, now you are dealing with a person who actually knows you beyond what you can offer. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have this Six of Cups here, the card of familiarity. This is terrifying you, isn't it? It is scaring you that this person knows who you are or knows about you, and you can't hide behind looks. You can't hide behind your resources. This person knows you. And I'm speaking to a Libra, or Libras are like, how does this person want me when they know how I am? Something tells me this person came to you very quickly, Libra. As soon as they saw the opportunity, they jumped in it. They're like, let me tell Libra how I feel. Let me tell Libra that I want them. Let me tell Libra that I desire them. Libra, this person sees you as their destiny. They see you as someone who be good for them. Libra, what are you doing? Just because other people wanted you for superficial reasons, you can't believe that someone would actually want you for you? Are you kidding me right now? Man, Libra, if I was your mama or your big sister, we'd be, just be glad that I'm not, and I'm on the other side of the screen. Let's get the mutual energy here. Let's get the mutual energy here. I'm talking to a Libra that self-sabotages. Seven of Pentacles. King of Cups. The Devil. Could be dealing with the Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Hi, Zia. Hello. Libra. Oh, Libra. Okay, yours is gonna be quick, Libra, because I ain't playing with you. This is Libra. Seriously, you both, Libra. You love this person. Okay, you love this person. This person loves you. Damn it. Why are you here, Libra? You love each other. You just don't understand why this person loves you, because you're not used to somebody loving you for who you are. You're someone who's been waiting for love, trying to reap love, trying to get it to you. You've been patient, you've been waiting. You do understand that when people fell in love with you or went after you for superficial reasons, that's why it kept leading to heartbreak. That's why it kept leading to dissatisfaction, because they were not falling for you for the right reasons. And now I have a King of Cups with the Queen of Cups here. I have a divine counterpart. I don't understand why you're questioning this. And it's not only that, this person has been dwelling on you for the longest time, dang near obsessed over you. I'm saying that with the double energy here. But I'm not saying obsessed like in a stalkerish way, because like I said, I have the divine counterpart and I have the Wheel of Fortune here and the card of familiarity. They're obsessed because they have been waiting for the opportunity to make this with you, to make this official with you. And now that it's here, you're sitting here doubting it. Why? Isn't this what you wanted? Why are you questioning this? Just because you're not used to it? You're blocking this connection, Libra. And it's just because you can't believe that somebody would want you for who you are. I just don't understand that. There's the double card again. Can I just, okay. All big sister energy aside, Libra, let's just be real here. You're blocking the connection because you don't believe you're good enough. All right? You don't believe that your inner self is good enough to be in a relationship. So you depend on whatever it is. You depend on your looks. You depend on your resources. So because other people went for that, this is not this person. This person knows you, Libra. You need to break that frame of thought. You need to stop doing that, because with this person, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, I want you to look at all three of those cards. Look at all three of those cards. A great partnership, a great new passionate beginning. And I'm not gonna, I have to clean up my words because YouTube, God forbid I say the S word. You guys will have some great times in the bedroom, all right? You guys will be amazing in the bedroom. I dare say it might become addicting. It may become addicting. So you'll have a great partnership. It'll be passionate. It'll be a great new beginning. You just gotta understand that somebody does actually want you for you, Libra. Quit self-sabotaging. Quit self-sabotaging. This person wants you for you. All right? Capricorn energy. More fire energy. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Libra. Libra, I'm not meant to be a big sister, okay? I'm not meant to be a big sister. I have 2 older sisters and I'm the baby in my family. I'm the baby in my family. I'm not meant to be a big sister. Don't put that on me, please. Don't put that on me. All right. Scorpio. See how y'all notice? You see how whenever I do these you versus them readings, have you guys noticed that my chat is always quieter, but I have a good amount of people watching? I always notice that. Don't think I don't notice that. Every time I do a you versus them, the chat is always quiet. You guys, it's okay. It's okay to admit flaws. It's okay to take accountability. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Shoot. I tell every people every single day, I'm a pain in the ass. I'm a pain in the ass. You know? I'm happy one moment, I'm moody one moment. I laugh, I cry. Shoot. I'm a Gemini. What does that say about me? All right. Hi, Larry Moon. Welcome, darling. All right, let's go to Scorpio. 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 My Scorpio, this is your you versus them reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing to cause a blockage in a connection. If you do not like tough love, if you don't like being held accountable, if you are easily offended or triggered, please step away from the reading. However, if you're willing to do some self-reflection and to work to make this connection work, then please stick around. What is the general energy for Scorpio? What is the general energy for Scorpio? Ooh, cards want to come out. Let's see what we got. 6 of Swords. Seven of Swords. Knight of Wands. Scorpio. All right. I have Swords energy and I have Wands energy. Swords is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Wands is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Any of those signs can be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising. Or yours. So Scorpio, your energy is I don't want to, honestly, you know, the Seven of Swords is a card of deception, stealing, dishonesty. But I don't want to say that with you because I'm looking at the Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands afterwards. I just think you're very secretive. Like you have your secret motives. You have hidden motives that you don't reveal to your partner. And Scorpio, you have a lot of lustful energy with this Knight of Wands. You have a very lustful energy. I see you moving on with the Six of Swords. And I know I have somebody watching saying, well, Scorpios are secretive and they have a high physical intimacy drive anyway. Duh. We all know that, okay? That's not what I'm saying here, okay? Yes, that's part of it, but that's not what I'm saying. We're trying to figure out what's causing the blockage, all right? With this particular thing, there's hidden motives that you don't reveal to your partners. And maybe when it comes to partnerships, instead of looking at the whole thing, maybe you're looking at it with your, you know, your private parts. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on and see what the reading is about. Scorpio, you'll be on this side. Your person will be on this side. Remember, the roles can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. King of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Look at... Ooh, I like when my cards prove me right. Three of Wands. King of Swords. The Fool. Zodiac signs I see: Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Pisces, and Aries. Yep, those are the strongest zodiac signs I see. Any of those signs can be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising. When I told you I like when my cards prove me right, it's because I see the Seven of Cups on your side, Scorpio. Scorpio. Even if you're not dealing with a person, I believe this is going to be for Scorpios what's causing blockages between your future connections. However, you could be dealing with somebody, so I'm going to read it as if you are. But for the main part, I'm going to say future connections. Scorpio, you're somebody who wants to be in love. You want to have that intense emotion. You want to be connected to your partner. I see that here with the King of Cups energy, because the King of Cups is somebody who knows how to love. They've mastered love. They've mastered their emotional intelligence. They like that intensity, you know, but you don't just want anybody. You don't settle for just anybody, Scorpio. You want somebody who's perfect in your eyes. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. They have to have it all, because if they don't have all of those things, Scorpio, guess what? You're going to leave your options open. You leave your options open. That's the hidden motive that you have that you don't reveal to your partner. Your options are always open until they prove to you that they are this energy. Because the person that you're dealing with currently sees you as somebody who's emotionally distant from them. Not only do they feel that you're cold, they've become cold towards you. There might not be any physical intimacy between you two. There might be less hugs, less physical affection. less dates. And whenever you talk to this person, they might give you short answers. Let me tell you, if you are dealing with a person, Scorpio, they're looking to start a new beginning somewhere else. They don't feel the connection. They don't feel it there. But when I'm touching both of your cards, when I'm touching both of your sides, when I touch there, I'm feeling that they're just done trying. Like they're tired, they're exhausted. They don't know what else to do. Because they feel that you're emotionally distant. When I touched your side, you're like, I know this is not my person. So Scorpio, I'm going to say this in the nicest way I possibly can. You tend to put people as placeholders. All right? You are someone, I'm talking to a Scorpio, not every Scorpio on this planet. Don't be coming after me. This is a you versus them reading. If you don't like it, step away from the reading. But I'm talking to a Scorpio or Scorpios that do not mind using people as placeholders until their real love comes along. Eight of Wands. King of Wands. Eight of Cups. Some more Wands energy. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So Scorpio, remember when I told you what your general energy is? You had a hidden motive. Your hidden motive is that you're waiting for the person to come along, but you just don't mind using somebody for their company, for their access, for their benefit until you meet your dream partner. That's your hidden motive. And I also said that you are full of lust. Okay, you have a high physical intimacy drive. And I see that again here with the King of Wands. You just do. Now, I'm seeing you wanting to move on to a better option, quick, fast, and in a hurry with this Eight of Wands energy. This person, I already told you, they're on that same level. They're looking to start a new beginning. And because this is shared mutual energy, I believe, Scorpio, if you were to end this, they wouldn't really cry over it. I hate to say it that way, but again, this is a tough love reading. They wouldn't cry about it because they've already considered walking away with this Eight of Cups. They've already considered walking away. They themselves feel, I have too much passion. I have too much drive. I have so much life still in me that I deserve to have this with somebody else. You want that same thing. You just don't have it with each other. You just don't have it with each other. So again, I believe I'm talking to a Scorpio who wants to know the blockage in their future connections. Scorpio, if you believe in tarot and you watch tarot, that tells me that you also believe in karma and universal law. And you also believe the power of the full moon, which is tonight, the pink full moon. So I'm going to say this in the most loving way I possibly can. If you want that true, intense, passionate love, the one that's going to match your drive in the bedroom and be your ideal in the way that you sense, and that deep, intense love, you got to quit treating people as if they're placeholders. You got to quit treating people as if they're clothes to try on until that perfect outfit comes. That's something that you can try to release during this full moon. Because nobody wants to be treated like a placeholder. At least I've never met a person who wants to be treated that way. Me personally. And if they're going to be a placeholder, you can avoid the karma by being honest with them. Like say, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious, but if you're down to be with me until the time comes, okay, then that's honesty, right? There's no hidden motives, nothing like that. Queen of Wands. Three of Swords. Strength card. Dang. Usually, I like to see a Divine Union card here. Because I have a King of Wands and a Queen of Wands. But the Queen of Wands is a clarifier. And it's followed by the Three of Swords. So, Scorpio. Your passion and your drive and your intensity, or your need to have this ideal partner to match your energy. You want the Queen of Wands to match your King of Wands, right? You want it to match. The issue is it's not going to happen if you continue to do this pattern here. It's going to continue to lead to heartbreak. And it's not going to lead you into that perfect partnership that you want. This is a cycle that's got to break. It's got to end. And I might not be saying this quote perfectly, but it is a quote by Einstein that says, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. All right. If you were to do this, like if you stop treating people as placeholders, if you are willing to just be alone until that ideal partner comes along, then you will have the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You will have the divine union that you want and so desperately crave. I have Leo energy with the Strength card, by the way. The Strength card in itself, when it comes to love, is compassion, inner strength, and understanding. So Scorpio, if you want the blockages to stop, that's your advice for today. Take advantage of this full moon and let go of old patterns so that way you can manifest the love that you want. All right, Scorpio? Because trust me, there's somebody there who will match your energy. I just had that song in my head. Or I don't know if it's a song. I don't think it's a song. Maybe it is a song. Or it's a saying. I'm not sure. But it's like, somebody gonna match my freak? Somebody gonna match my freak? Somebody's gonna match your freak, Scorpio. Don't you worry. Somebody's out there for you. Just gotta work on a couple of things, okay? Welcome, Linda. Hello, hello, hello. No, I don't know. This is not for every Scorpio. No, this is not for every Scorpio, Lauren Moon. I don't think... you guys got to remember, this is not for every single person of the zodiac sign. This is just who it's going to resonate with and who it's particularly for. Remember, this reading is not going to be like the positive, happy, peppy ones. This is the only reading I do where the viewer is held accountable, because I know a lot of tarot readers, they hold the viewer accountable. They just do what the other person does, which I think is fine, but we also have to learn what we're doing wrong in order to improve our relationships, because nobody is perfect. We all have room to grow and learn, you know? All right, moving on to my Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, this is a you versus them reading. My you versus them is not like other tarot readers. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing to cause a blockage between you and another person or your future relationships. If you do not like to be held accountable and you do not like to be told what you can do to correct the situation and you're easily offended, please step away from the reading. However, if you're willing to do some self-reflection and learn and grow to help a connection grow, stick around. Let's go ahead and find out. All right, what is the general energy for Sagittarius? What is the general energy for Sagittarius? Four of Swords. Queen of Wands. Eight of Cups. Sagittarius, yours is so easy. It's not even funny. You get bored easily. I'll tell you this right now. The moment someone doesn't stimulate your passion, the moment that the fire is out, the moment that the passion is gone, you are out the door. You have what they call shiny new toy syndrome. The toy looks good, you have fun with it for a while, but after a while you're like, it's doing the same thing over and over again. I'm done now. Let's walk away. So that's the energy I'm getting for your blockages. So let's go ahead and get started to the main reading. So Sagittarius, you'll be on this side, your person will be on this side, or the roles can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. By the way, I had fire energy with that Queen of Wands. That was Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. That could be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising, or yours. Six of Swords. Seven of Cups. Look, didn't I just say that? I just said that. Two of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Four of Cups. Ace of Wands. All right, Sagittarius. Zodiac signs I see. Let's see. I have Pentacles here. That's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I have Cups here. That is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I have the Ace of Wands, which is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And those signs can be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising. Sagittarius. My cards prove me right in your general energy, because here on your side, Sagittarius, I see you moving on whenever a better option comes around. Look. I see you moving on whenever a better option comes around. When something looks better, you do not mind moving on to the next thing. It's like you're trying to balance fun and freedom, which that is typical for a Sagittarius. You are represented by the Centurion, which is half man, half horse. The man likes to be comfortable and at home, be in a good relationship, but the horse likes to run free. So I don't like this because it's making me seem like I'm doing an astrology reading, and I'm not. And I don't like when the astrology reading is defining your tarot reading, but I'm reading the cards of what they're saying. All right. So this is, unfortunately for your Sagittarius, yours is moving right along with your zodiac sign, which Sometimes that happens in tarot. It doesn't usually happen during my readings, but it's happening this particular one. Now, what's bringing you here, Sagittarius, because you're trying to learn. The whole purpose of a you versus them reading is for you to learn what's causing a blockage between you and a real meaningful connection, right? If you are dealing with somebody, Sagittarius, there is somebody that you're dealing with who wants to have an end game with you, who wants to deal with something solid, somebody who's taking you very seriously, but they are not satisfied in the relationship because there's something about you that's off. Sagittarius, if you are dealing with somebody, they're trying to do what they can to bring the spark back in your relationship. They feel like the passion is dwindling. So it's not that they're not trying. They're trying to figure out a way to bring the spark back into this dynamic. So they haven't quite given up on you, Sagittarius. Let's see what the mutual energy is. Justice. Five of Pentacles. Judgment. Sagittarius, I'm sorry, zodiac signs, Libra and Scorpio. Sagittarius, I do see you wanting to change this about yourself. I do see you recognizing this. I'm speaking to a Sagittarius or several Sagittariuses that are at this point in their life where like, I need to settle down. I got to quit playing around. I'm not getting any younger and it's time. And I see you both, if you are dealing with somebody, Sagittarius, you both have a fear of ending up alone. Or ending up with the wrong person. So that's something that you both share. I will tell you, this person is trying, Sagittarius. They're trying to bring the spark back. So Sagittarius, if you are bored, if you are feeling like this relationship has lost its luster, this person is open to do something new with you. You just got to let them know. If you want them to be more spontaneous, say, I need you to be more spontaneous. I want to travel more. Tell me you want to travel more. Let them know. They're trying to make this work because they want to end up with you. But there's no denying that they feel a sense of dissatisfaction with this Four of Cups here. And you both have that fear of being alone. And you're starting to realize, I got to settle down now. I'm not getting any younger. And they have been trying to resurrect this dynamic. They've been trying to resurrect the love between you two. You have a fighter, Sagittarius. And I'm not telling you to stay with this person or not. I'm just telling you that this person is willing to fight for you. And it's up to you whether or not you feel like you want to fight for this connection. But if you were to let go of this connection, Sagittarius, you still have to work on this trait where you have shiny new toy syndrome. Otherwise, this cycle is going to keep repeating. Let's get some clarification here. Hello, Jason. Welcome. Hi, Truth. Welcome. Oh, card's already coming out. Oh, that was a five of wands. Yeah, there. So, Sagittarius, I'm being told, and you can see it here on the cards. These are all cards that are concerning. Five of Wands. the Devil, Ten of Swords, Capricorn with that Devil card. If this pattern is not worked on, Sagittarius, if you continue to treat partners as if they're competing for your commitment, if you treat them as if they're competing for your loyalty and your devotion, if you treat this like a game, that who's going to be able, how do I put this? It's like you're treating your future partner, Sagittarius, of who gets to win me. Who gets to get, who's going to get Sagittarius to settle down? That's how you're treating people. All right? If you don't hone in on that trait, because let's be honest, that's a shadow side of you. That's a toxic trait that you have. That fear of you ending up alone might actually happen. That fear that you have of ending up alone might actually happen. So you're being told to work on that. I do see you recognizing that. I do see you recognizing this, though. I do. And if you feel like this person that you're with, if you are with somebody, is not doing it for them, then let them go and find somebody who is going to do that for you. Because right now, this person's still holding on for dear life and willing to do what they can to fix it. All right, Sagittarius, we're moving on. All right, 3 more zodiac signs to do. Moving on to Capricorn. I gotta tell you guys, the you versus them readings are always my longest live readings. They're always the longest ones because I have to make sure I get the point across without hurting feelings. I gotta explain it a little bit more. They're not as lighthearted as my other readings. And like you can tell, the chat is always much more quieter during the you versus them readings because people don't want to confess or pipe up during this reading. And as you can see, I have 106 people here being shy. All right, Capricorn. This is a you versus them reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing to cause a blockage between you and another person. If you are easily triggered, easily offended, and you do not like to be held accountable, then this might not be the reading for you. Go ahead and step away. However, if you're willing to do some self-reflection and learn to help your connection or future connections, go ahead and stick around. What's the general energy for Capricorn? What is the general energy for Capricorn? 7 of Cups. Oh, that light is in the way, but there is 7 of Cups. The High Priestess. The Star. 10 of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. I got distracted there for a minute, guys. Because I didn't do the general energy for Capricorn. Give me a second. I'm not going to use this deck. I'm not going to use this deck for it because I already shuffled it. I'm going to use the Van Gogh deck to get the general energy for Capricorn. So give me a second. I'm going to keep those cards. By the way, Capricorn, you're on this side. Your person's going to be on this side. Remember, the roles can't be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. What's the general energy for Capricorn, please? What's the general energy for Capricorn, please? Capricorn, you're special. You got the Van Gogh deck tonight. Knight of Swords. Page of Wands. Strength. Zodiac signs here. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, strong Leo. Up until this point, Capricorn, you weren't really focusing on a relationship, but you did like the benefits of the new energy that came with relationships. You like the physical intimacy that comes with them. But there's something about your willpower and your strength that prevented you from making a commitment, from moving forward. I think up until this point, Capricorn, you were enjoying being single, not being committed to anybody. You like the rush. I'm saying the rush because of the Knight of Swords. You like the rush of getting into a new partnership. You like the passion that comes with it. But it was nothing enough to make you stick around and settle down for. Like, nobody broke your will to commit up until this point. And I'm saying up until this point because you're here with the you versus them reading. So that is your general energy, Capricorn. All right. Now moving on to the reading. Zodiac signs I see here. Pisces, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Those are the strongest signs I see in your reading. Capricorn, like I was saying before, you were enjoying the single life. And now you're up into this point where you're like, I'm looking for something serious now. Because here in the Seven of Cups, you still have plenty of options. You still have plenty of people to choose from if you so wanted. But you and yourself have realized, okay, this is not fulfilling me anymore. This is not the life I want. You're starting to know who you are, Capricorn. You're starting to realize who you are. You have a vision for yourself. You have a vision of the life you want, the person you want, basically, you just know what you want. You're secure in who you are. However, the thing about that is, Capricorn, when you have a vision or an idea in your head, you kind of stick to it, and it's kind of hard to stray from that. Because the person that you're dealing with, if you are dealing with someone, doesn't feel like they have all of you. They want all of you. They want to have an end game with you, have a solid future with you. But they feel like they're carrying the whole entire weight of the relationship or this dynamic, if it's not a relationship, all on their own. And it's making them feel like they can't give you anything else. They've only given you what they can afford to give you. They're holding everything else in. Because they don't feel like you're investing in them. So they don't want to risk by investing any more in you. Because they already feel like they're carrying the weight of the dynamic alone. And Capricorn, if you're not with somebody, this is what's been happening in your past relationships up until this point. Mutual energy, please. Mutual energy, please. Okay, let's get the card, get that light out. There we go. Five of Wands. Justice. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Capricorn, remember I said earlier you have this vision of what your perfect partner, your perfect future is going to be like? You're holding on to that vision. You're not letting go of it. Capricorn, this is shocking to me because you're sensible. You're an earth sign. You're practical. You know that there's no such thing as perfection. So I shouldn't really have to explain that to you because that's your nature. You know there's no such thing as perfection, but yet you're still seeking this perfect vision of what your ideal partner will be. It's like you refuse to accept any flaws. It's like they can't be human. And the moment somebody shows you their human side, it's like, back away. This person, I believe, has expressed to you, Capricorn, telling you, I feel like I'm on my own here. Am I on my own here? Because Capricorn, the only cups I see on your side is the 7 of Cups, which means options, possibilities, opportunities, not love. So if you're wondering why this person, if you are dealing with one, is not satisfying you, it's because you're not giving any love. They're doing it on their own. And maybe you've done this in the past where you expected other people to carry certain things while you took care of your own business. Because, like I said, up until this point, you're enjoying the single life and the newness of relationships without actual commitment. The only thing you and this person really truly have in common is that you both want to end up in a commitment. Because the Justice card can also signal somebody getting married at the courthouse. You know, without the glitz and glamour. I'm not saying you don't want a wedding. I'm not saying they don't want a wedding. But I am saying that you guys want a legal binding contract and ending up with somebody. You want a fair, balanced relationship. You want commitment. You both want that. But this person over here is feeling left out in the cold. They don't feel loved by you. They don't feel cared about for you. And I don't even know if you really care about this person, Capricorn. I believe you're here to see what's blocking your future partner from coming to you. What's blocking your future partner, Capricorn, is this perfect vision that you have when you know perfection doesn't exist. Treat a relationship like you would treat a job, Capricorn. When you invest in school, you know you're investing in your job and your future and your career. People are similar in a way. If you invest some emotion into another person, that person will invest more emotion into you. When you give to another person, a person who cares about you will give more to you. What's going on, though, is you're being a little bit greedy with your affection and your emotion because you're holding out for the perfect vision. But in the meantime, you're okay with the dynamic. But this person's not okay with it. And like I said, this is a tough love reading. So I'm just going to tell you how it is, Capricorn. You're being very selfish. You're being very selfish. And there are some circumstances where being selfish is okay. But when it's at the expense and pain of somebody else, it's not okay. And that can be karma coming your way. So this is your advice. This is your advice. Before my cards even came out, I said, if you invest emotion, the person will invest into you. Right? Didn't I say that? Investment, when people hear the word investment, they think money, right? Even though that's not really what it is. But I'm saying that because guess what came out? I said that before these cards came out. Emotion, investment. Emotion, investment. Wheel of Fortune. Cups. This is emotion. This is investment. You are being told to give a little so you can get some. And that when you continue to invest, when you put your emotions into the investment bank, it becomes the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the card of destiny. It's the card of good luck. It's time to give, Capricorn. The Devil card is your card. The Devil is the card of Capricorn. So I'm not taking this as the toxic energy. I'm not taking it as shadow self. I'm taking that as you will become yourself. You will become the best version of yourself when you invest into this. Because there's a reason why there's yin and yang. There's a reason why we all have masculine and feminine energy. We are meant to complement each other. And masculine energy and feminine energy, doesn't matter if you're a straight heterosexual couple, homosexual couple, it does not matter. We all have that feminine and masculine energy. It's meant to balance each other out. So when you do this, you will become your sense of self and your partner will balance you out. It might not be this person you're with, Capricorn, but you are being told to invest in your relationships like you invest in everything else. And only then will you clear out the blockages. And only then will you find an ideal partner. Not perfection, because perfection, let's be honest, does not exist. Moving on. Leo, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio with the Wheel of Fortune card, by the way. More Capricorn energy with that Devil card. 2 more zodiac signs to go. I gotta do these tarot card readings when I don't do a long shift at work. And I knew, but I had to do the you versus them because the full moon. Even though I know my you versus them are my longest readings. 2 more signs to go, guys. 2 more signs to go. My voice is giving out on me, so let me get some water. All right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius, this is a you versus them reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing wrong. Not wrong. Why am I saying wrong? I never said wrong ever during these readings. What you're doing to cause a blockage in this connection. Well, maybe that's the right word. You know, sometimes words come out. Aquarius, what you're doing to cause a blockage in this connection. If you are easily offended, if you are easily triggered, if you do not like to be held accountable, then this is not your reading. Please move along. However, if you're willing to do some self-reflection, some soul searching to see what you can do to fix a connection or to help your future relationships, then please stick around. Let's go ahead and get this reading started. What's the general energy for Aquarius? What is the general energy for Aquarius? Too many cards. What is the general energy for Aquarius? The Star card. That's your card, Aquarius. Star card. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Wands. You have really high expectations, Aquarius. That is your general energy. You set a bar that nobody can really truly reach. And you're wondering why you can't find a connection, and it's a heavy burden on you. It really, really is. Only zodiac sign so far I see is the star card. That's Aquarius, but that's your card, which fits because this is your general energy. Your expectations are very, very high. All right, let's move on to the main reading. Aquarius, you will be on this side. Your person will be on this side. Remember, the roles can be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it does not resonate with you, please check out your sun, moon, Venus, or rising sign to see if those readings better resonate. Strength card. Queen of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Nine of Wands. Queen of Wands. King of Pentacles. Seriously, Aquarius? Seriously? All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say something. Give me a second. All right, I have Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Those are the strongest zodiac signs I see. Any of those signs can be in their sun, moon, Venus, or rising. I have a divine pair off the bat. I have a Queen of Pentacles on your side. I have a King of Pentacles on their side. I have a divine counterpart here. Aquarius, this person over here is pining over you with this Nine of Wands. I believe this person makes you really happy too with this Strength card. So I'm not talking to Aquariuses that are looking what's blocking their future connections. This particular reading is for an Aquarius or Aquariuses that are dealing with somebody. All right. Aquarius, this person is at a distance from you. I want to say a physical distance, not an emotional distance, because they care about you. They're pining over you. They're very attractive, by the way. With this Queen of Wands energy, this person is sexy. They are hot. They are alluring. I just want to say that out there. And I think you know this, Aquarius. This is a divine counterpart. I do see a balanced union with the Strength card. Now, the expectation, I'm already telling you, I know what this expectation is. I'm going to get the mutual energy right now. I'm telling you what it is. You expect this person to move to be with you. That's all there is to it. You want them to move where you're at. I'm not even saying you to move with them. I'm saying more like you want them to move where you're at. Because if you can move there, I have a feeling that you would. But you're in a strong position on your side. So maybe you're at this point where you can't. It's more feasible for them to move than you, at least according to you. This reading is very specific. This is going to be only for a very, very small percentage of Aquariuses. This is not going to be for the majority of you. So I'm just telling you that right now. I don't usually say that, but this is not for the majority of Aquarius. This is for a very, very, very small percentage. I want to say 10% or less. So check out your other placements if this doesn't resonate. What's the mutual energy between these two? Three of Cups. King of Swords. The Sun. Strong Leo in your reading. You might be dealing with a Leo, or you might have Leo in your chart. Aquarius, as much as you care about this person, you're still living your life without them. I believe that you're taking advantage of this distance, Aquarius. I see that with this Three of Cups card. I'm not saying you're cheating on them. You could be. I'm not saying that you are, but you could be. But I do see you going out, having fun, hanging out with friends, flirting, having drinks, living your life. And you're coming off as very cold to this person. It's like when you conversate and have conversations with them, you're not being emotional. You're being logical. You're being intellectual. You're being calculating when you talk to them. I see that because the mutual energy here with the King of Swords. You could be dealing with another air sign like yourself, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. That's what you're doing. When they're receiving that information, they're receiving it as you're being cold towards them, as you're being unaffectionate. And if you are posting on social media and they're looking at it, you're not hiding the fact that you're living your best life, at least the illusion of your best life. That's what I'm going to say. Because Aquarius, you're not known to be a manipulator. You're not known to be sneaky. You're very blunt. You're to the point. You don't care in general what people think about you. You march to the beat of your own drum. That's what you're known for. You're also known to be a humanitarian. And you're like, you have this I don't give an F attitude. That's what you're known for. But I believe you know this person is your divine counterpart. And you don't want to lose them. That's why you're playing games. And you are playing games, Aquarius. You are. You just are. This person, they want to make you happy. You are their happiness. Whenever you do have a connection, it's good times. It's laughs. It's joy. It's sunny. But you're making them pine over you. You're making them suffer for your love. Your expectation is too high. I'm not going to do a clarifying yet. I want to know, because I want to know more about this information. I want to know why this person is being pressured to move towards you and why you can't do the other way around. I want to know that. Aquarius, yours is not going to be a quick reading. Knight of Cups. Because they have... Hold on. Seven of Wands. Aquarius, your partner or the person you're interested in, they might be leaving loved ones behind if they come towards you. They would probably have to leave family. They would feel like they would have to cut off everybody else just to be with you. Because the Knight of Cups, that's love, that's joy, that's happiness, is a fulfillment. But love doesn't only come in the romantic sense. It also comes for friends and family. So you're asking them to give up their whole life, their family, their friends to be with you. That's why it's not an easy decision. You know that's a very high expectation, Aquarius. Aquarius, why can't you move? Why can't you go towards this person? Why can't you do this? The World. You just started something new, Aquarius. When did Aquarius start? Three of Wands. Five of Wands. Aquarius, you just started this new thing. Okay, so Aquarius, I believe you started a new cycle. And it's something that's benefiting you. Because you're the Queen of Pentacles. I really have a strong feeling that you started a new job that's paying you pretty darn well. And you know that if you were to move, go towards them, it would end for you. And I have a feeling that if you were to go towards them, you would resent them because you would feel like they forced you to go. But Aquarius, aren't you doing the same thing with them? Making them feel like if they don't go that you'll leave them? Aren't you doing the same thing, Aquarius? I'm not judging you, I'm asking you. Is that not the same thing that you're doing? Because when it comes to the two energies, remember, this is an accountability reading. This is me telling you what you're doing to cause this blockage. And I'm telling you, you are doing the same thing, except they're not doing it intentionally. You're doing it intentionally, though. Two of Cups, Two of Swords. Ah, damn. So, Two of Cups, Two of Swords, Eight of Cups. I'm going to tell you this right now, Aquarius. Although they see you as a soulmate, although they love you, although they care for you, they're going to walk away. They're going to choose to walk away. All right, let me show you the cards, the clarifiers, okay? Let me show you the clarifiers. Although they see you as a soulmate, although they want to be with you, although you want to be with them, they're going to make the tough decision. They're going to walk away. So in this reading, what your accountability reading is, what I'm going to hold you accountable for, Aquarius, is playing games, being a little, no, I don't sugarcoat, being manipulative, but it's not going to work out. Like I said, this reading is not for the majority of Aquariuses. I have a strong feeling that this is going to be for less than 10% of you watching. Because this particular reading was very specific. Very specific. It was almost like I was doing a personal reading. So your advice is to stop playing games, work out a compromise, and see where it's going to be most beneficial for both of you if you choose to be with this person. Because Aquarius, you do love this person. You know that this person is your divine counterpart. You know this. I'm not telling you what you don't already know. You know this. All right, moving on, Aquarius. Yeah, if the roles make more sense reversed, then take that. But I usually tell people not to watch the you versus them as a cross watcher. I usually tell people that these readings are not usually for the cross watcher. They're specifically made for the viewers to see themselves. I mean, it is true that the roles can be reversed. But when I do these readings, it's not intended for the cross watchers. But I know cross watchers are going to watch regardless. I know that. But these readings are specifically designed for people to do self-reflection and to see what they're doing, because it's a two-way street, you guys. It's not always just one person's fault. Okay, let's just be real here. Let's be honest. It takes two people to be in a relationship, and we both have to be able to hold each other accountable. So yes, the roles can be reversed. I'm not denying that. But my intention for these readings are for people to learn to take accountability as well. All right? Of course, if the reverse reading resonates, that's great. That's wonderful. I'm happy that it does. But just know that's not the intention. All right? You're welcome, everybody. I'm glad these are helping. Because trust me, there was a point in time I was considering not doing these type of readings anymore, because you can see why. A lot of people don't like to chat during these readings. Even though I have a lot of viewers that watch the readings, they don't like to participate or hit like, because yeah. And the algorithm likes people who hit the like button, who like to do comments on the video. And since you versus them, people like to be shy. They don't like to like the video. They don't like to comment or participate in the chat. So this video, it takes me the longest to do. You versus them is my longest reading. So it takes a lot of time and energy. And when people don't participate in the algorithm, it makes me not really want to do this reading anymore, because it does take a lot of time out of my day, especially when I've worked a long time and people don't really like to take accountability. That's why I've considered taking this reading off the table. So if people want these readings, they gotta show the love, they gotta show the support. Otherwise, I gotta take it off the rotation. But enough of that. We're gonna keep it moving, keep it popping. Pisces. Pisces, this is a you versus them reading. This is where I hold you, the viewer, accountable for what you're doing to cause the blockage in a connection. If you are easily offended and easily triggered and do not like to be held accountable, then please exit the tarot reading. However, if you're willing to do some self-reflection and want to know what you can do to improve a connection or your future connections, then please stick around. All right, what's the general energy for Pisces? Four of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. Four of Wands. So, zodiac signs I see: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You are somebody, you kind of remind me of Leo a little bit with Leo's reading, but not quite the same, but almost on the border. You're ready to be somebody's husband. You're ready to be somebody's wife. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it is kind of funny and it is kind of true. I saw it on TikTok. And I mean this in a funny way, not in a literal way. So Pisces, don't get mad at me. But this is it was funny. I'm just hearing it. It says, Lord God, please, I don't want to be a hoe. I'm somebody's wife. Somebody come get me. That was the saying I heard on TikTok. And I'm not saying that's what you're going to do, Pisces. I'm not saying that's what you're going to do. I'm not calling you that. I'm not saying that. But that quote hit my head where it says, I'm somebody's wife, okay? I'm somebody's husband. I'm not supposed to be out here playing the field. I'm supposed to be settling down. That's what I'm hearing. So Pisces, You're ready to be somebody's everything. That's the energy I have for you right now. You're ready to be somebody's everything. All right. Pisces, you're going to be on this side. Your other person's going to be on this side. Remember, the roles can't be reversed. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Nope. Cards are ready to flip. Strength card. Five of Wands. The High Priestess. Ten of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so zodiac signs I see. Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Strongest zodiac signs I see. That could be their sun, moon, Venus, or rising, or yours. Pisces, I have a feeling that this is going to lean more towards what's causing the blockage of your future relationships. But I'm also going to use it as if you're talking to somebody or dealing with somebody right now, because I'm reading for more than one type of Pisces. But I feel like it's going to be about future relationship blockages. Now, on your energy, Pisces, you are ignoring your intuition. You are ignoring your intuition. I see that here with the High Priestess card. And Pisces, I've always told you this. And it's not just me who says this. You can do your own research. You are the most naturally psychic sign out of all the zodiac signs. Where the rest of us have to work at it, you are naturally gifted. You have a strong intuition. You are the strongest one. You are ignoring your intuition when it comes to picking your partners. All right. And the thing is, you know that you're doing it. That's the problem. You know that you're doing it. Here, the very first card I have for you is the Strength card. You see how in the stained glass tarot deck, she's taming the beast and he is being calmed by her and she feels safe and protected by him. You want a divine union and you know that you're made for this. However, you ignore your intuition and you have this internal conflict within yourself. It's like you're fighting, unlike the Five of Swords, the Five of Wands is you're fighting your desires. You're fighting your passions. You're fighting your wants and you're ignoring your intuition. So you end up choosing partners who don't share the same values or foundation as you. There's a saying, and I learned it on Sex in the City, but I'm pretty sure it's another saying. Somebody else said it. You pick partners who are good on paper. All right. Good on paper means they're attractive. They're pretty successful in life. They have things going on for them. They're nice to you, but they don't give you that spark. So you pick partners like that. Even though you know that's not the type of partner that you want. Because here with the Four of Swords, if you are dealing with somebody, if you are, this is somebody who's all up in their head, who doesn't really take their thoughts out of their head and put them into action. Somebody who hasn't quite developed the tools to have a solid, stable foundation with you. I see that with the Ace of Pentacles. That's if you're dealing with somebody, but I believe the majority of this reading is going to be for people who need to know what's causing the blockages in future connections. If you're not dealing with somebody, Pisces, if you're not, you tend to pick partners who are good on paper, but don't have a lot of emotional intelligence for you. You're picking partners who are good on paper, but they're not emotionally intelligent. Let's get the mutual energies here. Temperance. Seven of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Pisces, when you pick a partner, it's like you're too patient with them. You give them too much grace. You give them too much leniency. It's like you're hoping that if you hang in there enough, they'll meet you at the middle. Now, the Stained Glass Tarot, the Temperance card, the angel has the cups on even planes here. In the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the angel is pouring in one cup to another. But this one's a little different. You're hoping that if you're with enough love, enough time, enough patience, they'll come at even ground with you. How has that worked out for you, Pisces? Because here in the mutual energy, if you are dealing with somebody, and that's if you are, but like I said, I think the majority of you are not. I think this is about blockages. But if you are, this person is keeping their options open. You are closing off opportunities because of your patience. This person gets along with you. You guys have good conversations. You guys have fun when you're together. But they feel more friendship more so than romance with this Page of Pentacles. Sagittarius energy, by the way. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So what I'm being told to tell you so far is very, very simple, Pisces. Quit ignoring the red flags. You see the red flags. You are choosing to ignore them, giving them way too much grace, giving way too much patience, hoping that they're going to meet you on even ground. It's not going to happen. You know why? Because they're not built for that. They're not built for that. Quit ignoring the red flags. I know you want to be somebody's husband. I know you want to be somebody's wife. But do you really want to be somebody's wife or somebody's husband to a partner who's not going to give you the love that you really truly want and deserve? Are you going to put up with unequal love? Are you willing to sacrifice yourself at the expense of being in a relationship? The Sun. Five of Cups. The Death card. If you continue to sacrifice your happiness, if you continue to sacrifice your joy, your peace, your light, and I'm speaking figuratively, not literally, figuratively, It's going to be the death of you. If you continue to sacrifice your light and your joy just so you can be somebody's husband or wife, knowing darn well that's not truly the type of person you want, it's going to be the death of you. Leo with the Sun card, Scorpio with the Death card. The only thing I can tell you, Pisces, is that you got to quit ignoring the red flags. It's time to kill that version of yourself and transform and to be the person that you know that you're supposed to be. You know what you're supposed to do. Go ahead and do it. You need to be in your power. This is your card. Look at this. The High Priestess is powerful. Look at the way she glows in this card. That's supposed to be you. That's what's causing the blockage between you and this person. But I really feel like this reading was for Pisces who need to know what's blocking their future connections. That's your reading, Pisces. Whew, you guys, that was a long reading. I think I started this reading about 5 o'clock. It is 8:20. So these are the longest tarot readings that I do. Again, I know a lot of people don't like to comment or to chat or hit the like button for these readings, but I'm hoping that they do, because that means that my time is worth it when I do these readings. But we'll see. We shall see. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. My beautiful moderators, thank you FG, Zia, and Debbie. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the new viewers who tuned in to check out this reading. I have other readings. I don't just have tough love readings. This is my only tough love reading that I do. Please enjoy the full moon in Libra tonight. Manifest the love that you want. Manifest that beauty regimen that you want. That goes for both guys and gals. Let go of the things that no longer serve you. And use this beautiful energy tonight, guys. If you have crystals, put them out so they're recharged. Make yourself some moon water. Do some good things under this beautiful full moon in Libra, okay? Thank you guys so much for your love and support. I appreciate you guys. Until next time. Mwah.